Typhoon Bualoi, a monstrous Category 15, unleashes chaos across China and Vietnam. Hainan, China, September 28, 2025. China sounds the alarm with a red alert as torrential rains and ferocious winds from Typhoon Bualoi pummel Hainan Island and the southern provinces. Since dawn on September 28, 2025, relentless downpours and savage gusts have battered the region, marking Bualoi as the 20th storm to strike China this year. Though it hasn't made direct landfall, its vast reach devastates Hainan, Guangdong, Yunnan, and Guangxi with unyielding force. On Hainan Island, howling winds tear across rooftops and coastal roads, leaving the island trembling in the wake of nature's fury, just days after Super Typhoon Regasa's trail of destruction. The ceaseless barrage of disasters fuels public outcry. Why is a nation of over 1 billion people reeling from one violent storm after another? Why are autumn storms growing fiercer, more frequent, and more catastrophic than ever before? As early as September 27th, Chinese authorities warned that Typhoon Bualoi was poised to slam southern Hainan before roaring toward Vietnam. But nature's unpredictability keeps everyone on edge, as storms can veer off course without warning. Coastal provinces and Hainan were urged to brace for sudden shifts. By the afternoon of September 27th, the Central Meteorological Observatory escalated to a yellow alert, confirming Bualoi's rapid intensification as it barreled toward southern Hainan. Winds near the storm's core were forecast to hit force 13, a staggering 34 meters per second, with gale force winds stretching 320 kilometers wide. Experts warned that as Bualoi neared the coast, it could surge to force 14, reaching 50 meters per second, with gusts hitting force 15, powerful enough to shred coastal structures, uproot trees, tear down signs, flip trucks, and capsize ships, plunging millions of Hainan residents into a terrifying ordeal. Worse still, colossal downpours loomed, threatening devastation. From September 28 to 30, Hainan, Guangdong, Guangxi, and parts of Yunnan and Guizhou faced forecasts of torrential rainfall, with some areas bracing for extreme deluges. If flash floods and landslides erupt, the disaster could surge inland, endangering millions. The Chinese government leapt into action. The Ministry of Water Resources held an urgent overnight meeting, ordering robust flood control measures and preparing river basin flood discharge systems to avert catastrophic dam failures. In Hainan, the Disaster Prevention and Control Committee elevated its response to Level 2, commanding cities like Sanya, Wanning, and Wuzhishan to fortify defenses immediately. The island's prized high-speed rail network ground to a halt. Interprovincial trains and passenger routes to and from Hainan were canceled, stranding thousands. At ports like Haikou, Yangpu, and Nan Railway Harbor, operations ceased. Piers stood eerily silent under a brooding gray sky, and ships were tethered tightly, awaiting the storm's wrath. Schools, typically resilient during storms, shut down. In Sanya, all elementary, middle, and kindergarten students were sent home indefinitely, with parents ordered to keep them indoors, turning homes into makeshift fortresses. Panic gripped neighborhoods as residents scrambled to hoard water, food, tape windows, and stack sandbags against encroaching floods. Hainan stood on the brink of battle, facing the invisible fury of Typhoon Bualoi. The public's unease deepened with the relentless onslaught of massive storms hammering China this year. Since June, a parade of tempests, butterfly, danas, rapis, yangliu, swordfish, blue lake, tapa, mitag, halal, bagasha, ragasa, and now bualoi has left the nation reeling. September's relentless storms have hit coastal provinces with no respite, leaving communities battered and broken. Data reveals a grim truth. While summer storms are common, autumn storms are deadly. Over 60% of September and October storms reach typhoon strength, with 74% in October peaking at maximum ferocity. The cause? Swelteringly high sea surface temperatures collide with cold air masses surging from the north, creating explosive pressure differences. When a storm meets this cold front, it's like fire igniting gasoline, unleashing torrential rains, shrieking winds, and uncontrollable floods. China's history is scarred by autumn storms. In 1973, Super Typhoon Marge ravaged Hainan, claiming over 900 lives and demolishing 126,000 homes. In 2016, Super Typhoon Meranti struck Fujian during the Mid-Autumn Festival, ravaging 11 provinces. Just last year, in 2024, Super Typhoon Yagi tore through Hainan, Guangdong, and Vietnam, shaking the region to its core. So when Bualoi roared in on Ragasa's heels, fear gripped the public. In Guangdong, the hashtag #StormAfterStorm exploded online, sparking tens of millions of discussions. Many lamented that the southern gateway has become a battleground for every cyclone. Others voiced dread that global climate change is fueling storms that are wilder, more erratic, and more frequent. By noon on September 28th in Hainan, gusts rattled windows with bone-chilling force. Seawater surged over seawalls, swirling as if to swallow bustling coastal roads whole. In Sanya, the storm's shrieking winds and pounding rains left residents staring anxiously from their homes, praying for reprieve. Yet meteorologists warned the worst was far from over. Autumn's fury rages on, and as Bualoi wreaks havoc, new dangerous weather systems are already brewing in the Pacific. No one knows if, in the coming weeks, China will face yet another monstrous force of nature. In Vietnam, the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting predicts that at 7 p.m. on September 28th, Typhoon Bualoi's core will slam into Quang Tri to Inge An provinces with level 15 gusts before moving to Laos and gradually weakening. The storm's wrath will bring heavy rains, fierce winds, landslides, and flash floods across Vietnam's northern provinces and China's southern regions. Typhoon Bualoi, a Category 15 Titan, leaves China and Vietnam reeling. Please watch the new video here.